Okay, our next question, which involves the Pythagorean theorem. Determine whether a triangle, if the sides were given, A was 8, B was 40, and C was 41, is this a right triangle? Well, if it is a right triangle, it should fit what the Pythagorean theorem says. And remember, the Pythagorean theorem says A squared plus B squared should equal C squared. Now, of course, the reason C is the largest of these three numbers, the hypotenuse is always going to be the biggest number. Okay? So this is the conclusion of the Pythagorean theorem. Well, let's plug in numbers. A is 8, so this becomes 8 squared. B is 40, so this would become 40 squared. And C is 41, and we're squaring it. Now let's see if this is true. 8 squared is 64. 40 times 40, 40 squared is 1600. And 41 times 41 is 1681. When I add these two together, I get 1664. Over here I get 1681. Nope, those are not equal to each other. So let's answer the question. Could this triangle be a right triangle? No. It is not a right triangle because when you try to plug into the conclusion of the right triangle, it doesn't work. Okay, let's look at this next problem. In a right triangle, so this time we know it is a right triangle, you're given two lengths and you're trying to find the one that's missing. So let's draw a picture, okay? You're given A and B, so you're given the legs. One leg has length 6 units, the other leg has length 10 units, so we label our diagram. We're obviously missing C, which is the length of the hypotenuse. According to the Pythagorean theorem, 6 squared, right, leg squared, plus the other leg squared is equal to the hypotenuse squared. 36 plus 100 is equal to C squared. This becomes 136. Okay, is C squared. Now we know that C has to be positive. It cannot be a negative answer. So basically what we're going to realize here is to undo squaring something, we're going to square root it. This side would just leave me with C. This would leave me with the square root of 136. And whatever this is, units, feet, inches, miles, whatever, okay? But there's something I want to point out to you. Okay? The square root of 136 can be broken into, you look for perfect squares that go into this. Well, I think, let's see, does 4 go into 136? 34 times, yeah. 136 is 4 times 34, right? And the reason I care, the square root of 4 becomes 2. Square root of 34 remains under the radical because it's junk. So this is my answer for C. This is the length of C. How many ever units that is. Now, what some students would have done here is they would have pulled out their calculator and punched in the square root of 136 and given me a decimal approximation. But be careful not to do that here because nowhere in the wording of this problem did it say you could approximate your answer. You had to give me the exact answer. So only pull out your calculator if it says to approximate. Otherwise, you need to leave the answer exact and you need to simplify it.